That's what I'm talking about.
Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
This smoke sear technique is going to change the way you think about pork. I don't know where this is going. You got some secrets in your pocket, man. Chef Harry here has got some things he's not telling us about, and I'm gonna shake it out of him, whether he wants to or not. We're gonna change this. You're gonna tell us how you get to this.
That's right.
Then he's gonna tell us how to cook it and make it freaking delicious, unlike any other pork you ever had before.
The smoke sear is gonna change the way you think about pork forever.
And ever. And after ever, even ever?
Let's get into the action.
Yeah.
Check out this absolutely stunning pork loin, all right? PitmasterX has been dry aging this for us for quite some time. Let's start by detaching the baby back ribs. Just by sliding our knife under there, click, click, click. You wanna hear that knife ticking on the ribs. Now that we've got the loin completely independent of the bones, let's go ahead and cut off that beautiful pork skin, and you know we're gonna save that. We're gonna turn that into some crackling or chicharrones, and all this gorgeous fat. Don't you ever think that's gonna be wasted. We're gonna turn that into sausage, we're gonna render it out, use it as beautiful, beautiful pork oil, and we can even use that to crackling up that skin if we want to. Now that we've got this gorgeous loin, we're ready to do the rest of the fabrication and get on with the recipe. So we've got this beautiful cap on loin. In order to get the seasoning and smoke through here, I'm gonna use my knife and I'm gonna score that fat cap, and pretty deeply as well. Again, we want the smoke to get through, we want the seasoning to hit the top part of this loin, but when this renders out, it is the most succulent bite. So I'm just using the knife, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need perfect diamonds here. I'm gonna go the other way. Oh yeah. And when this is done, it's gonna have this beautiful caramelized kind of checkerboard look to it. Now let's talk about seasoning. I wanna introduce you to a method I call dry brining, AKA quick curing. So a little bit of salty, sweet, and spicy seasoning. Today we've chosen Lane's Barbecue Sweet Heat. Again, you want something with some salt content because that's gonna start the osmosis process where those semi-permeable membranes are wicking moisture out, and then the cellular structure is gonna look for equilibrium. So it's gonna start sucking the moisture back in, but it's gonna carry those sweet, heat, salty notes, thus curing or dry brining the exterior of this pork. Now don't forget about the ends either. You can use some of that stuff on the board just to kind of stamp back on. And we have really liberally seasoned this up. There's a lot of seasoning on this, which is great. Let's now set this aside for 2 hours and let that magic work. Let's go ahead and light the grill. We're gonna stabilize at 350 Fahrenheit. First thing we're gonna do is fill our firebox of our Kamado Joe with big block charcoal. Big natural lump pieces, that's why I love this stuff. It burns longer with a more neutral flavor. We want to fill our firebox about 25% full. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I like to bank my charcoal so that we can have all the fuel source stacked, light it from the bottom so we have access to all that fuel source, and it's a way to turbo start your grill. We've got the Kamado Joe Big Joe 3 stabilized at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I like how engaged the charcoal is. Next step, we're gonna put in some smoking wood. Today I've chosen beech because that's what's local here in the Netherlands. We're gonna nestle that right down in the hottest section of our fire and let it ignite. Now we're gonna set the grill up in a really interesting manner, and it's one of my favorites. You can almost think of how you set up your grill grates as yoga poses, right? So this is best of both worlds. We're gonna put a fire grate at the lowest setting of the divide and conquer, and then on the other side, we're gonna do indirect with a grill grate at the highest setting. So best of both worlds here, the low and slow sear, and then flip over for the fast and furious sear. First things first, grill grate at the lowest setting. Next, we're gonna put that deflector shield in as advertised right there. And then at the highest setting, right here. This is one of my favorite grill setups. Pork loin has been dry brining for 2 hours. I'm gonna go fat cap side down. We're gonna smoke for 25 minutes, fat cap side down, dome shut. And then after 25 minutes, we're gonna flip it and then on to the next part. See you in 25. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, So remember, fat cap is side down. Now we're gonna rotate so we can get that bullseye even cooking. Dry baste with a little bit more seasoning. Still got a fair amount of smoke coming. Let's close that dome and give it another 25 minutes. Look at the complexity of that dry baste, layer upon layer, and the fat cap up right now, self-basting. This is cooked to about a medium rare right now. So let's take it off the grill. Carefully, carefully. So it's still cooking right now. We're gonna let it rest. And while this is resting, we're gonna raise the temperature of our grill to a screaming temperature of 550 degrees. This loin was at a temperature of 90 degrees. It's about 100 right now. So let's slice thick, beautiful pork chops. Now, I'm not talking little skimpy pork chops. I'm talking like your grandma used to do. We want these thick, thick, thick pieces because they're gonna hit the grill again. Now look at this. All this new real estate that we've just created hasn't seen smoke or seasoning. So we're gonna start laying these flat. I'll be honest with you, the texture, the look, the appeal of this right now is fantastic. Usually I pull this a little more rare. I mean, this is almost right where we want it. I can tell the texture needs to firm up a little bit in the center. So what we're gonna do is we're going to season up those newly revealed sides. We've raised the grill temperature, and we're gonna blister sear it. Screaming hot grill. That's what I wanna hear. Big, bold sears. Now as this is going, I use some long tongs, but those drippings are creating this beautiful smoke sear. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this side. So we're there. Let's go ahead and pull these off, take them back over the cutting board, and we'll slice.
I think I'm gonna do at least 1.5 to 2.
Of these individual chops?
Yeah.
You're out of your mind. Let's see it.
I think I can. If they're any good,
Yeah.
I'll be able to eat 2.
Let me give you a little board real estate here. There you go. Oh yeah. The quick cure really did its job, right? We can see a little bit of smoke ring on the outside. You can see the different muscle groups sneaking in here. Dry aging was working for it. There's so much going on here that was working in our favor. But I think that style of reverse sear where you're smoking it on one side of the grill, bringing it off at medium, letting it rest, slicing it into thick steaks, and then finishing it again. Best of both worlds caramelization. Low and slow on the outside with smoke, fast and furious blistering sear on the surface.
Look at it dripping. No board sauce required. There we go. Oh,
That's what dreams are made of.
that's really good.
Man. I mean, look, I knew it was gonna be good. And I know we're shooting a video. This is crazy good.
This is amazing pork. High quality.
Imagine turning that into a sandwich. The crunch, the caramelization, that char, it's falling apart with its own weight, yeah? I'm smelling. Come on in, come on in. That's your bite right there, brother.
This one?
Yo.
I absolutely love how crunchy it is, how juicy it is, and I want to say big thanks
Bring it up.
to Chef Eric here for making something delicious and tasty for us. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and if you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. And I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling. That's what you're supposed to say. For the last couple of videos.
Happy grilling, eetsmakelijk.
See, he doesn't know, and he doesn't get it, and I don't expect him to ever get it. So I'm just gonna say,
Oh my God.
thank you for watching.
This is crazy.